It's said that love is nothing but a lie, imaginary thoughts like gods in the sky. Ironically enough, this concerns them both, an act of mischief that shattered an oath. A promise made of both life and death, sealed in a girl before her first breath. A girl that was blessed and cursed to be pure, destined to a fate that was most obscure. The heavens exist, behold I can prove it, for an angel walks these lands so ruined. Divinely formed, but through man she was hatched, the fairest of all with beauty unmatched. But many men saw her grace as a waste, for in the temple is where she was placed, a priest of the goddess that was ever so wise. Not a single living person could breach her thighs. Although every man, mortal or god, wanted to deflower the tasteful facade, no one dared pursue a course of action, a crime to the gods' dissatisfaction. The guilty would surely face their demise, so she remained nothing but candy to the eyes. This is the story of the looks that kill, the destruction of an angel for the sake of a thrill. Love and hate have both written this tale, spoken through lips both women and male. Every man wants her flat on her back to turn her white a little more black. The women are driven by envy and want, wishing they had that beauty to flaunt. Everyone in the town had lent her their eyes, blindly leading them all to despise. All except me, the silent minority, I do not curse the gods of authority, for creating this prize greater than gold, a fortune so vast that no one can hold. They see a cruel trick sent from above, but I see an act of guidance and love, a sign of hope for the lost human race, that not every beauty is a harlot in lace. I don't even care if she'll never be mine, belonging to no one is perfectly fine, living her life for the gods and herself, not giving one damn about money and wealth. The perfect woman with no flaw to be found, an icon for all of us living on ground. As long as no man gets a slice of her pie, I'll love this woman till the day that I die. This brings us to a night just like any other, children in beds, tucked by mothers. A silent, tranquil night, all is calm, until a ruckus occurred that was as loud as a bomb. Everyone forced to exit their dreams, slumber disrupted from what sounded like screams, the whole town gazing at the source of the noise. The temple was screaming, not that of a boy's. A familiar scream, yet one I'd never heard. I could tell it was the woman that I had preferred. All are listening, but no one says a word. No one's reacting. This is absurd. We're all just gonna sit here while a woman's defiled? Are we all just stuck in silent denial? Fuck that. Me and them are not the same, and I'll do what I can to protect that dame. I rush toward the temple, and along the way I start hearing rumors that the people say that the only people there are her and a deity, so a god must be there performing the obscenity. I arrive, and alas, there's a god walking out, adjusting his robe, so tall and stout. Only he who governs the sea would dare disrupt her purity. It's been days since I've seen her about the town. I go to the temple, she's not to be found. Praying on her knees, aimed toward the clouds. The people are seeking her by the crowds. Many claimed her to find her at home, posted in a corner as still as a stone. Her radiance seemed so very less bright. What had happened that cold, silent night? Rumors slipped through the mouths of the masses about her virginities burning to ashes, everyone claiming what they thought they saw. I shake my head at the conclusions they draw. There was no one there but me to see beside and walk out as tall as a tree. Everyone's asking the same grueling question, but I know he's the one that showed her affection. But this wasn't an act of sweet romance. There is and never will be a wedding to dance. Cupid wasn't present for this vile display, just merely a god snatching her V-card away. But there will be a trial for this error, and Athena will lead it, there is no fairer. The hammer of justice will crush him down, and I'll finally get to see how a god is decrowned. Not in the courtroom, so I anxiously wait the result of the guilty's fate, pacing the floor, making a track in the dirt, ever so tired yet very alert. At home by myself is where I've resided, I feel like it's my fate that's being decided. Hearing conversation outside my door, something about the virgin now titled a whore. I exit my home enjoying the discussion. The news I hear strikes my mind with concussion. He tells me the trial took a turn for the worst, and the guilty party happened in reverse. Poseidon didn't leave with shackles on his wrists. He left a free man, this crime dismissed. What happened to the angel that was fallen from grace? Something terrible from the look on his face. All of the gods, with Athena included, teamed up and left her to be excluded. The immortals worked to protect their own, especially against people of flesh and bone. Their fingers were pointed in Medusa's direction, claiming that she had guided Poseidon's erection. Seducing a god, death was implying. But trust me, some things are worse than dying. The trial is over, the verdict is made, the fate of the girl not meant to get laid. Though she was innocent, the gods had denounced, convicted with the punishment finally announced. Everyone assumed that given the crime, Medusa would be dead in a matter of time, but the immortals wanted to truly break her without handing her over to the Undertaker. The gods are not fair, the gods are not kind. Death was too easy in each of their minds. What's even more painful is being alone, being cast from the land that you call home, exiled to an island in the midst of the sea, to die by herself, many miles from me. I'm in my world with my family and friends, but where will I be when her world ends? I can't live with myself without that sight, the sight of the woman making everything right. She doesn't deserve to be punished like this, to be tossed from the land like she didn't exist. To hell with the gods and their tainted rule. I've decided to journey across the pool. I'm told that the island is hard to find, but the gods played their hand, so I'll play mine. My mind's made up without indecision. The gods took my heart and made the incision. My life savings has but little girth, but I've gathered every ounce of gold I am worth. I go to the harbor to seek a sailor, a man of the seas with ample valor, a ferryman to help me leave the nation and take me to my final destination. I found the man declared the best, said he was willing to make the quest, but why in the world would I want to go? Something this man was just dying to know. He revealed the second part of her gruesome sentence, an action of the gods without any repentance. They not only condemned her to isolation, but transformed her to a monster, an abomination. A creature that turns a man into stone, but none of that matters, her lair is my home. Take me to the island of the accursed one, I don't care what it costs, just get it done. He looks at my savings and claims that I lack the amount of gold it would take to bring me back. Then that's fine, just leave me there, cause I'm ready to die. I'm ready to stare this fiend in the eye. I take my first steps on the ground I will die on. The ship sets sail, safety is now gone. Before leaving, the advice that he fed was when I found the creature, remove her head. The only way she'll die and fall to the deck, and to close my eyes and swing at her neck. He gave me a sword, but I chose to decline, for I had no desire to disrupt her spine. Unarmed and alone in a desolate land, an island of nothing but ruin and sand, the skeleton of a temple that had been taken, a holy structure that the gods had forsaken. Now its inhabitants were only but two, myself and a monster escaping my view. Medusa, I am here, and I am looking for you, to discover firsthand if the rumors are true. I hear a voice warning me to go back, that if I came any closer she'd surely attack. Though invisible, I knew she was near. My nerves were filled with comfort, not fear. I follow her voice, a song to my ears. Go back, she repeats as her shadow appears. I don't mean any harm, so try not to run. I just want to see what my love has become. She exits the darkness, a creature of green, hair made of serpents, respecting their queen. Our hands touching, but she looks at the floor, sparing my life like I had use anymore. I love you, and I promise I'll always be here. She looks in my eyes and sheds a tear. The last thing I saw, so perfectly clear. So beautiful you are, Medusa, my dear.